feel like we set the pace for learning. I think that it all starts here. This is, a lot of times the first school, first time having a teacher, the first learning experience outside of the home. I think it's so vital that they get what they need from us in the beginning. We set the tone for the learning experience. A lot of times, if your pre-K or preschool experience is just not successful, you're not gonna have a great outlook on school. You're not gonna look forward to kindergarten because you hate school because you hated it when you were in preschool. And I think it's so important for families and teachers to work together to promote that emotional and social development. I believe the academics part is important as well, but I also believe for the level that the child may be on, they'll gain those skills when the time comes. But we really focus on social and emotional skill building when they're at that 3 to 5 age range. And I feel like, those things come as the child is ready, depending on his or her developmental level. But I'm just a firm believer that this is the base for all the lifelong learning that will take place as they go on to school and college or wherever else life takes them. It all begins here. So, we're like the pioneers of the learning process, I guess. And it all starts with us. And I think it could start positively, which is my hope for all of my children and all children in general. Or it could go left. And I feel like sometimes that's when transitions into kindergarten don't always go as smooth as you would like, because that beginning learning experience might not have been as successful as it could have been or should have been. I think it's important to try to make the transition as smooth as possible. If they're coming from a grandma's house or a family friend's house, you can still give them things to look forward to. This is how school is going to be. This is what you're learning here. This is what you're doing here. You may not be able to do this here, but this is what you can do in kindergarten. I think it's so important to speak in the affirmative. You can do this. You will be able to do this. You will see this, as opposed to, well, you can't do this. You won't be able to do this, because it's stressful. For children that are coming from preschool settings, I think it's important to understand that this is real school too. So many times I'll hear them say, well, when you leave Curry or when you leave such and such and go to real school, you'll learn this. Or when you go to big school or when you're doing this. Yes, I want them to look forward to the next step of learning. And kindergarten is, the great big milestone, because they're big kids. They're grown if they think about it. But that where they are now, this is real school. This is real learning. A lot of times we are learning through play, but they are grasping those skills that are needed to help them get to the next level. And just, the term real school or big school, those are kind of ones that I kind of frown up at sometimes, because I think that takes away from the fact that they are learning here with me. And, we're just not babysitters or just watching kids while parents go to work. There's tons of learning taking place in lots of different type of ways based on the individual child. And I think that if early childhood education could kind of get the credit that it's due, that would help with that transition. Yes, we might not sit at desk all day long or write this letter 17,000 times. Doesn't mean we don't know the letter. We just have more fun when we're learning them. No shade to kindergarten or anything like that, but just, this is real school. This is real learning. You leave and go to the next school. You're just a little bit older. It's just time to go to the next level.